Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel for another reading. Except today we are doing something a little bit different where we are doing a channeled messages reading. So, although there are 3 cards out here, we are not doing a pick a card style type reading. This will just be one solo channeled message. So, this reading might resonate for you and it might not. You are up to discern that. So, if you feel like it resonates and you're here for a reason, that very well might be the case. So, that being said, though, we are going to get going with this, and I'm going to just kind of channel whatever comes out here, give you some advice, guidance, and some awareness on this current energy and situation that you are in. So, this is a timeless message. Whenever you see it, could be when it resonates for you. So, let's get going, guys. We have 3 cards to get us a framework of what energy you are working with and dealing with right now. So we have the Throne, which says position of authority. We have Coins, which says money will be coming to you soon. And then we also have Shark, take care or there will be loss of material wealth. So clearly right now there is some sort of either change in position. I want to say change in position, honestly, that is being offered to you right now. Now, this is a very interesting thing because it makes me think of Saturn and all of its all of its quirks, if you will. And Saturn is one of those energies in astrology that is all about, taking on responsibility, becoming an authority figure, not only in, career sense, because Saturn also rules your career and, that sort of thing, but it's like your longevity and your livelihood, your life. This, if we think of Saturn, what it rules in the body, it's your spine, it's the structure of you. So that all being said, if you don't take responsibility for that, you can experience losses. It makes me think of Saturn and Pisces right now. A lot of Saturn and Pisces natives actually really experience a lot of loss and monetary deficit oftentimes I see, especially if Venus is involved with Saturn and Pisces in some way, by an angle or aspect or whatever. Or a house, I should say. But it's where I do often see these people get drained. And it's interesting because you have that placement, or just because this is the current transit that we're in right now, or whatever it may be, this is something that, like I said, if you don't step up to take responsibility, the universe is warning you that there can be loss. So responsibility can look a lot of different ways. And this is why I love astrology, because how you should take responsibility looks different for everybody. Like people with Saturn in the first house, like they need to take responsibility for their rite of passage, essentially, in a situation. Like they shouldn't listen to others too much, versus Saturn in the 8th house might need to listen to others a little bit more and learn to love people for their differences and for these kind of power struggles that they bring up for them, that whatever. So this is kind of what I'm seeing here in this energy, and it's essentially you have an opportunity here. These 2 cards would not come up. Any of these cards wouldn't come up if it wasn't the case. That's how that works. But there's something here about you really having this kind of strength to your energy right now. And I'm seeing all this gold energy, which makes me think of the solar plexus chakra. And again, this kind of drive to express yourself and have some sort of willpower and esteem about what you're doing and being expressive in that space too. I feel like what you're doing. So this is saying go for it, keep going, and keep being somebody that knows what they're doing. Because I feel like with the take care, there will be loss of material wealth. If you are not giving your self-esteem some type of authority right now, that could really damage that could damage a lot, honestly, that actually in a lot of different ways. So let me pull some more cards and get some more insights here on your current situation. Queen of Wands. Okay. See, that's what I was saying too. You could be really leading the way. And it's okay. This is really funny because every time that I do readings, the examples that come to mind to me, a lot of the times can be friends and family. And one of my best friends is showing up here, and it's just making me so happy because it's this vibe of being so strong and so independent and being so courageous, honestly. And I think that's what's gotten you to where you are in the first place. We're seeing all these cattle behind her, and the horns and everything, like it's just making me think of like Taurus energy as well. I mean, the Queen of Wands is more fire sign, but like that in itself is like Taurus. So, and the money, whatever. Anyways, but I'm just seeing like this very driven spirit that, you know, is meant to be stubborn at times, is meant to hold its ground at times. And I think that honestly gets you a lot of good things in this world. I think that's how you make money in a lot of ways. Yeah, we have the Star coming out as well. So I feel like you are meant to take on qualities that are like the people that you look up to, is one thing. I feel like you have a lot of resources about you right now that like maybe it's just people wanting to give you money or people making offers to give you money, but I am seeing networking coming through here as being very important to you making money right now. So again, though, the expression is coming out very big here, being unique, being authentic, like not really worrying about being perceived. This also is making me think of like a North Star type moment too, like where like you might know your destiny better than others do. And like obviously, you know, if we're thinking in terms of like being on a boat and like going towards the North Star, because that's what's coming up for me, like obviously, again, there's going to be waves, there's going to be, you know, gusts of wind that might thwart you in different directions and stuff like that. So I'm seeing here, like, again, the take care. Make sure that you're minding things, because the Queen of Wands, you know, she's not necessarily motherly in the sense of like, let me drink my soup when I'm feeling sick, you know, like that may not be her thought. Like she might be like, let me have, you know, like a hot toddy or something like that, you know, like which alcohol might still be wearing you down if you're sick, kind of thing. So like that's kind of my thought here with it. It's like there's a little bit more of like a like pizzazz to your energy, that like that fire gets you going, you know. And you could be somebody that like could have it, you like experience burnout when you rest, like you, like if you take a moment of just like 1 second where you chill, like your body can really like feel it. So this is saying like make sure that you're taking care of your body as well as, you know, these passions and this money that's coming towards you, because it obviously that's enticing, like obviously that's something that you're headed towards and that you want, but you have to make sure that you're minding your P's and Q's. And it's funny because I feel like I'm also talking to myself here as I'm doing this reading, because I'm so like, obviously, if you can hear my voice right now, like I have been overworking myself too. So I feel y'all. Interesting. We have the 5 of Pentacles coming out. In this, okay, this is funny because like I feel like you could be dealing like this could have been, like I said, the whole North Star thing. Like it could feel like you're not there yet. You could see like the money coming to you and you're like, I don't feel that way. But like I feel like if you don't feel that way, that is the time that the universe is showing you to look in at yourself and how you're valuing yourself. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you nurturing yourself? Are you standing true to like your personal time is coming out as well? Because personal time is when you get to deal with things. You know, I think of like the 12th house, because that's like the house of isolation and kind of being completely alone, yet somehow like connected and together. So it makes me feel like, you know, whatever that looks like to you, that's a very important thing. And while it's not as enticing, like I said, it is still something that is very important for your development. We have the 10 of Cups coming out as well. It's funny because the 5 of Pentacles moving into the 10 of Cups shows that like you're on the brink, you're on the precipice. Like like I said, there will be trials and tribulations, but it's not like it's going to break you down to the point where you can't have what you want. Like, it's just about mindfulness, honestly, and really minding yourself, minding the direction that, okay, because I'm getting here too, that if the direction you're wanting to take is going to be like your goal, which like if you're in alignment, that's what that is, like that's what you're doing. If that's the case, and this has been a message that I've been getting a lot lately, if that is like the end goal, and even if this is like a person or like a family situation or something, like if that is your end goal, then don't rush yourself, you know, like you're not, I don't know. It just makes me think of like when I was younger and like I really was this kind of person that pushed myself to burnout and like didn't value. I mean, like I said, I'm still kind of that person, but like it's like it was a lot worse when I was younger though. And it makes me think of like I don't look back at the moments that I like all the pushing that I did. I don't look back at all the like times that I spent at work trying to make money, like, and then looking at the money. Like, I don't look at that part of the situation. I look back and see how miserable and sick I felt the whole time. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not worth it, is the point. Like, I don't want to remember being miserable and sick because I pushed myself so hard at something to make something happen, you know? Like, and that's the difference. That's the duality we're kind of seeing here. Because like I said, like you're in a position of authority and you should be pushing. You should be going. You're the Queen of Wands. Like that is who you are. You already know how to do that. But the thing is like grounding that energy, feeling some type of like, yeah, grounding is the best way. Like feeling in your own body and your body feeling good. Like those are very essential things. And I feel like you could be someone that kind of ignores that sometimes. You know, houses often symbolize our inner world and the fact that it's kind of trying to shine light on maybe some changes that need to be made in the physical world. That could be very, you know, challenging. I feel like it could bring up a lot of like stressors and indecision when it comes to like your value, if it's worth it or not to do this. But like I said, like looking back, you don't want to look back at your misery. Like, and if you can help it, you should be able to help it. So I feel like you can help it by making sure that you are taking good care of yourself. All right, let's see. We have the Knight of Swords. And then we have one more come out, so let me slide these down just a little bit here. We have the Ten of Wands. Interesting. So 2 10s with the Knight of Swords right in the middle of it. Yeah, I feel like, okay, I think that whatever you're working yourself, you know, a little to the ground to, you see the potential of this. You feel the potential of this. I think you're actually in a really like upswing right now. Like you're in an upswing right now. And with the Knight of Swords as well, coming out with the Ten of Wands, it makes me feel like there is some type of destiny that you're trying to keep going and like harvest, but like that's something that you are going to do only with awareness of like the efforts put in, you know what I mean? So like, and that's kind of, again, this goes back to Saturn. Like Saturn wants you to know that you came a long way. It doesn't want you to just get everything overnight, even though that's kind of like your MO. You want things overnight. You wish everything happened right away. Like you, but that's what makes things worth it, is looking back at like the struggles and like tribulations and like what got you to fulfillment and like feeling progress. You know, like it's like the joy of watching a child grow is kind of what I'm seeing here. Like being able to immerse yourself in the experience of learning and seeing the joys of that. And like, yeah, obviously like a child isn't going to know everything right away and have everything right away and can do everything right away. But like there's so much beauty in that. And I feel like, you know, that's why children are such a happy, inspirational energy. That's why I see them in the Ten of Cups here. Like, no matter what stage of development you are in this process, you are meant to enjoy it. And I feel like you're meant to come to the awareness that maybe you at times dry yourself out in mindset because you're moving too quickly and you're not allowing yourself to really benefit from your current situation, which can feel weird if you don't appreciate your current situation. But that's why maybe you can't progress forward just yet, is because you haven't fully harvested what is in your current environment. That's what the Ten of Wands kind of means to me. It's like you had a lot of things that just are there now, and it's up to you to like utilize them. It's kind of giving me like a bunch of firewood, you know, like you have enough to sustain you right now, but you're just not maybe utilizing it in all the facets that you can, all the different people, stages, aspects. Honestly, in a career light too, this is making me think of like being okay with not being exactly where you want to be at just yet, and like being okay with the fact that you will have to learn, you know, you'll have to put your foot in the door and like try to grow a little bit more. But yeah, like you want to be in a position of authority, and maybe you start out in a decent, like you have some type of authority, you know, so like work with that. Any job, whatever job, you have some authority. Even if you're the janitor, like you have authority over the cleanliness, you know what I mean? Like there, it doesn't matter actual position, like you can take responsibility essentially for something and nurture that, and that can bring a lot of emotional fulfillment for you, even if you're not, you know, financially or physically in the position that you want to be at this current exact moment. So, and this can work in a lot of ways too. I said career, and we've talked about money and just kind of goals and whatnot, but also just like, you know, family, like building a home, building a relationship with someone. Like this really applies in every area of life that you can make it. And it's one of those things that, like it says here, like you don't, I mean, material wealth and oftentimes is that self-esteem energy, going back to like this Taurus vibe that we were talking about earlier. So I just feel like you are in this very deciding space right now where you could actually turn a lot of things in your favor. And it's deciding to take care of yourself, deciding that your wellness is worth it, and deciding that, you know, taking care of business, whatever that looks like to you. Honestly, look at Saturn in your chart, like I said, because like it all looks different. It all looks different. And I feel like even as you grow your Saturn too, we're looking at like your, like, you know, right now, like I have an Aries Saturn, but like Saturn's in Pisces right now. So I'm really learning like that area of my life kind of thing. So like that can always be a reference point. And I like to tell you guys that just so you know that you can also look into that and figure out more outside of what I'm, you know, sharing on here for you. There's a world of wonders to explore with answers and information out there, I'll tell you. But anyways, it just, I feels like you guys are really stepping up and into a new highlighted version of like autonomy and being able to decide for yourself really what your destiny is and how it's going to feel. Because you can, you know, walk the walk all you want to. You could be a billionaire, but are you happy? Like that's kind of the crossroads I feel like that you're at right now. So let me pull some final cards here. Yeah, we have 11th house. Again, like your destiny, your vision for the future. Where do you see yourself progressing? How do you want to progress? These are very delicate things. And it's funny because the 11th house and the star energy, those are both Aquarius vibes. And Aquarius is the water bearer, which is, you know, a human being that's holding water in a vase, like emotions. So it's like being able to have a detached look on emotions from your human conscious state. So that being said, you need to be able, like, while that might be a good thing, you or something you're really good at, you know, someone that is just very fluid about like kind of detaching and removing themselves from like the situation. Or like I said, like if you're, you know, someone that burns out, you definitely like detach from emotional baggage, or like something that's like if you're sick or something like that, like I said, you might push it all aside. Or if you're feeling down, you might push it all aside or whatever to keep moving forward. But this is also saying, you know, like consider that, because the, like I said, the water bearer, they come bringing that with them, so you have to keep that in mind. And again, with the networking energy coming out, 11th house is all about that, as well as like your friends, your goals, and that sorts of things. So we have Cancer energy. Again, talking about the whole taking care. So this is very much finalizing like what I've already said here about just making sure that you are focusing on the wellness behind your goals and the happiness and how it feels, essentially. Yep. And then we have Jupiter. So this is all about a bigger picture. Jupiter is oftentimes here. We also see a bunch of other keywords. I don't know if you guys can read those very well, but like it's seeking, travel, positivity, lectures, that sort of thing, potential exploration. Again, things we've already talked about, being able to kind of scope out. And it's funny because Cancer, Jupiter, like if I see this as like a placement, like 11th house, Cancer, Jupiter, this is the energy of being able to have a good awareness emotionally of and like a good instinct and intuition that like guides you. So I feel like you are in the, and you know, it makes me think of like a shark, like it only moves forward. It's like that same type of vibe where it's like if you are looking to move forward, you have to follow what your body is telling you is the right way, because Jupiter is quote unquote the right way. It's your rite of passage. And the 11th house is, you know, that hope, dream, goal thing, like we said. So Cancer is intuition. It's our body. Like I was saying with this house right here, it's all about being in tune with your body and being awakened and like feeling alive with, and like living within your, I don't know, like I'm thinking like a warm, cozy place. And I feel like that is like the goal here, is like you want to feel warm and fuzzy. Sorry, I feel like I just got a little jumbled there. So I'm sorry about what just happened if that didn't make any sense. But it just feels like you guys are on the precipice. Like I said, the 11th house is where you kind of get that connection essentially, and you get to connect with your inner world. And I feel like that is what brings you into this like 10 of Cups type of vibe, where you start to see a little bit more of like, okay, I do have some type of emotional resources that I can work with, some type of family connections that benefit me somehow. You know, maybe this relates to your work or your money. I feel like your family, however, is very important in this time, however that may show up for you. But yeah, okay. I feel like this is kind of all I got for you. So I hope this message resonated for you guys. And if it did, of course, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to my channel for more messages like this. Like I said, I think I'm going to kind of make this like a weekly thing. So if you're into that, make sure you comment that down below to hype me up. Because I am not going to lie, I need hype sometimes from y'all before I lose inspiration. Because sometimes I'm just like, am I doing this for anybody or anything? I don't know. Now I'm just blabbing, but just internal thingies. But all right, I'll talk to you guys in a later video. Peace.